All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of It's All About the Build podcast. When I started this show, I had ideas of where I wanted some of these episodes to land. The opportunity presented itself with today's guests. If you don't follow us on any of our other social media outlets, you wouldn't know that my wife Melanie and I were special guest judges at a pretty big outdoor show here in Indiana. We were also in charge of picking the best of show. The winner took home one of the biggest trophies I've ever seen and a $1,000 check to go with it. Today's guests, they are those winners that we picked. When Melanie and I first laid eyes on this car, we assumed it had been built by a pro shop, a crew of guys who know exactly what they're doing, the kind of build that comes out of a place with lifts, paint booths, and decades of collective experience under the roof. We were dead wrong. This car was built by one man and started in a garage that the guests didn't even own. The married owners aren't our usual guests. They don't build professionally, they don't own a shop, and their actual 9-to-5s are about as far away from custom car building as you can get. On a cold day in 1996, the husband found a 1954 Chevy 4-door sitting under a blanket of snow. Everybody in this industry is chasing 2-doors and the infamous 55 to 57 Tri Fives. He went the other way on purpose. He wanted to be the underdog. Every piece of this car was done by his hands. The only thing he didn't touch is the paint, and that paint was a gift from his wife. She has been a steady hand with the pen and the checkbook from day one, and she has grown to have a true love for this car itself. After 18 years of ups and downs, it finally come together. This car took that long to finish. That kind of patience from both of them shows in every part of this episode. The car has been done mainly unchanged for 13 years. It has literally been winning awards from the very first car show it's pulled up to. How the story of this 1954 Chevy Bel Air named Marilyn hasn't been told before this blows my mind. The garage where Marilyn sleeps is a story of its own. In the background of this episode, you can see the time capsule of hot rod culture and 1950s nostalgia. Every wall, every shelf, every corner covered with pieces that belonged to that era. It's the kind of space that tells you everything you need to know about the man before he even opens his mouth. This episode has the story, the inspiration, and the knowledge that only people who have actually built this quality of car know. This episode is for anyone who has an old Chevy, an old Ford, or that old Mopar collecting dust in the corner of the garage. If the fire's gone out in your build, this episode is for you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kevin and Monica Nichols and their infamous 1954 Chevy Bel Air Marilyn to It's All About the Build. Please enjoy the show.
We're talking about building hot rods here. We're not talking about sugarcoat. We're talking about everything. Knuckle busting. Rust in your fucking eyes. We're talking about building fucking hot rods.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of It's All About the Build podcast. Today, I have a different guest, multiple guests, I should say. I've been wanting to bring this side of building and this side of the car culture into our community here. And for those of you that don't know, my wife and I were special guest judges at a kind of a local car show. You know, when he told me it was 90 cars last year, I was expecting a little bit more this year, but it turned into, I think it was 164 registered this year, which is nothing to shake a stick at, you know. Mm-hmm. When we went down to Indianapolis to Custom Car Revival, there was 150 cars down there. So, I mean, they get anywhere from 150 to 200. So, I mean, it was as far as the car show goes and what we were talking about earlier, it's definitely turning into something special. Mm-hmm. So, we had the privilege of judging the best of. So we had 13 awards that we had to watch for. Best of interior, best engine bay, best paint, best 50, what the hell was it? I don't know. Best 4x4, best truck, blah, blah, blah. Well, we also had the privilege of having best in show. And ladies and gentlemen, these two characters here just so happened they are the best of show. And if you can't see behind us, we're going to get into this car and the reason why this was the best of show. So it's a little bit different of a podcast this time. These guys aren't professional builders, but the quality that they were doing is definitely professional quality. So
thank you for that.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys letting me come out. Appreciate you guys, letting me come out and harass you in the middle of random Thursday afternoon.
But I want to thank you for what you do with the car culture.
I appreciate that.
It's a big part of it.
I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to the conversation here, the history of the car. And for anybody that listens to this podcast that is on the side of doing this on the weekends and having it as a hobby and wanting to win awards and all that stuff, this gentleman here, like I said, we'll get into what he does for business. It is about as far away from building cars as possible, and same with his wife. So good news is we got beer for this episode, so it should get pretty loose by the end of it. So I like to do an introduction for all my guests, and usually I have a whole list of stuff. So this one's a little bit different. Today's guests are not your typical professional builder, not a shop owner, not a TV personality like we usually have on here. These two are something this industry does not celebrate nearly enough, and that's why I'm here today. These two are dedicated enthusiasts who brought this 1954 Chevy for $1,000, right? You guys bought it for $1,000.
Mr. Keene.
Mr. Keene.
I bought that from Mr. Keene, November 96.
Yep. And it was sitting under snow, if I remember the story correctly.
Yeah, it kind of upset me, so I bought it.
Yeah, right. And we're going to get into that. But we are, it was purchased here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and turned it into one of the finest show cars in the region, in my opinion. He named the car Marilyn after his wife Monica's mother, who passed away before she ever got to see it finished. His garage, if you can't tell, is pretty much a small museum with everything that's here, between just the car culture history on the walls, and if you can't see all the shiny stuff over there on the side, and the brand new mother of all trophies, the 6-footer and 4-foot wide,
the MoAT.
The MoAT, that's right. Let's see here. The vintage Chevy memorabilia, the period advertising, custom pinstripe cabinets that are behind us that we'll get into, and a mannequin standing in the back with a period correct Chevy dealer uniform.
That's Ray Miller.
Ray Miller
is his name. Mm-hmm. He'll never get ahead in life.
But bing. So on June 27th, 2026, he walked away from the Heritage Cruise Fireworks on the Hill car show in Ossian, Indiana, with the best of show. And he also won a big ass check for a local show. It's pretty impressive. $1,000 is what they raised for that. And thanks to Bill's Roofing and Siding. Bill's Roofing and Siding. Shout out to them. And ladies and gentlemen, I present you guys with Kevin Nichols and Monica, his wife.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So getting into this, let's go straight into what you guys are doing here. A little bit about the car, but more or less, let's talk about what you guys do for a living. That way they can get an idea of the hobby aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you're a hairdresser, right?
Yes, 43 years.
43 years. My mother is also a hairdresser. Yeah. She retired at 50 years.
Yeah, I'm looking at in about 5 years.
Yeah, right.
Hanging up the shears.
Yeah, and you're right here in the house, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's exactly how my mom did it. They built a section off to the side, and she had people coming in and out 12 hours a day getting a haircut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We have a home that was built in 28, and there was an old summer kitchen. That's where they used to cook outside so they didn't get the house hot, and they'd run it up into the back porch and into the butler pantry and serve for there. And so that was added onto the back of the home. So it's nice that she can go out there, do her work, and then close the door on the way in, and she's at home. Yep. So it's it's good. It was a good deal getting this home.
It's kind of close to building cars. You're working with your hands all day long.
Yeah.
Got to keep the line straight and everything nice and fancy.
Try.
Yeah.
I try.
Right.
So
now, what do you do, Kevin?
Well, got out of the Air Force, and I some years ago, and I worked in Queens and with a company called Marshall Company. We'd go into Manhattan and restore apartments and brownstone buildings and so forth. And it kind of got me involved, interested, and started there. I got out and was doing pest control, and then started do home inspections. And then I started my own in 2005. So I've been doing this for 38 years and doing service work and meet all kinds of people, just like you do. And it's been very, very interesting. I love working with people. And so now it's been 38 years and I'm semi-retired. I still do some work, but, it's nice to be at the time of your life where you could choose what you'd like to do too. Yeah. But I probably won't ever completely retire. Just I enjoy it too much.
Yeah. It's like my mother, she's retired, but whenever I call and ask how everything's going on, because they're still in Pennsylvania, my dad's like, oh, well, she's got an appointment coming in,
Yeah.
So she's semi-retired.
Yeah. I'm just not one of those guys that can sit down.
Yeah.
You sit down and things happen. Not good things.
Yeah.
Health-wise and so forth. So I don't do that.
Yeah, I feel like the more you work, the more you move, the more stuff happens. I have a father-in-law who's 86, his birthday just was, and he runs a chainsaw every day, pretty much. He's cutting wood. 86 years old, cutting wood.
Wow.
And it's just
That's
like,
great, isn't it?
you look at him and he's like, you're like 65, right? No, not even close.
Yeah.
He's a spunky little son of a bitch. I know that. But yeah, so let's get into how you guys came about getting into cars. Now, I know you guys had lives before you guys met each other and everything. So were you into cars before you met him, or?
Nope.
No, not at all.
No, he just started with him, and
Been a
I
ride.
just came along for the ride.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Now,
So.
did you got a little bit of a bug? I mean, I'm assuming whenever.
Well,
She drove it in the garage yesterday or the other day.
for the first time, yeah. But no, I really wasn't going to come with him to the ASEAN show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but then, it's like, well, he was going to trailer it and he needs me. And I don't say that out of, being full of myself or anything, but he needed me to, because it's a tight fit.
Oh yeah.
between
She
that
runs
and
the winch, and she's that's her job. I don't worry about it. She pulls it in and out. I hook the straps and she pulls it in and out with a remote control.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's her job.
And I knew that he wouldn't be able to do that without me. Plus, too, it was like, if he has a chance of winning the big award.
Yeah.
Let's face it, it was the cash,
No.
the opportunity
Oh, no,
of
yeah.
possibly winning the cash.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, you got all your return on investment back.
Yeah.
You bought it for $1,000 back in the day. You want $1,000 here,
Right.
That was such a pleasant surprise. And I'm so glad that she was there, that we shared it together. Because a lot of times she won't go up there with me to accept an award. And, but this time I'm glad she did. So it's not about the trophies. It's that we shared it together.
Yeah. And that's what it's all about. I mean, I know, my wife, every once in a while, I'd make her come do stuff. I mean, she's got her own job. She has her own, I wouldn't say 9 to 5. I mean, she works more than a lot of people. She works harder than I do, I should say. And she helps on the back end of the business that nobody ever sees. She puts up with my shit all the time. Just getting ready for that car show was extremely stressful because I didn't have a booth on Monday. And by Saturday I had a whole full booth, and she came along. She was the gentleman who invited us to do the judging, did it for a reason because of what we do. And he knows the history of IBF hot rods and my resume, and my resume builds just as much as Melanie's does, because she lives it. Even maybe she might not be turning wrench or grinding right beside me. She hears all about it. And, when it comes down to it, she can pick out problems 20 feet away, and I'll walk past them, So, she was the one, when you guys pulled in, because we had set up and we were watching all the cars come in, and you said you actually saw us sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were.
I actually wasn't in the car with him when we came in because I had to walk our little fur baby in her stroller.
Yeah.
So but I seen him come in, and then when I walked in that same area, I seen you two sitting there.
Yeah.
And had your boards and I thought, I wonder if they noticed ours.
Yeah, because it's funny because she would look if she's seeing something and watching it farther than just going past. Like we sat there and we followed the whole way around, because the first thing I saw were the curb feelers. And then I saw your static straps and I was like, holy shit, this is all that in a bag of chips right here.
And you knew what those were, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've been around the block. I might be young, but I've been here and done that.
Everybody thinks that they're the gas tank straps.
Oh yeah.
They've
Go to a gas station, they'll yell at you, hey, gas tank straps are broke. No.
No, it's all good, buddy.
Yeah, we're all right.
I appreciate it, but you are incorrect.
Right.
Yeah. But the thing that blew my mind was it was a 4-door. And anybody who listens to this podcast, especially the early ones, I talk shit about 4-doors all the time. All the time. That's just the way I am, and I'm never going to change. But this car here definitely is. We picked this as best in show, and it's a 4-door. It aggravated me because I was like, are we really picking a fucking 4-door here? Is this really happening? But the fact that the whole package is all there. There was 164 registered, and then there was even more that pulled in afterwards that weren't even registered. So there's probably 170, maybe 175 cars there. I don't know. And there was a lot of good stuff there. I've been to quite a bit of shows here in Indiana, and I'm going to tell you that it was even better than some of the ones that were at the Coliseum and places like that in this general area.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. There's nice cars, but I feel like that it really brought out some quality competition.
Yeah, there's some nice cars there. I've always been like an underdog. I always wanted something different, and I like the 56, but if I had a 56, I'd probably do like a high boy.
Yeah.
I
think 56 is my favorite just because of the way the trim goes. It kind of doesn't look finished, but it's finished. Right. You know what I mean? Because the 57, it's got the whole spiel down the side. 55's got it, but it's a 56 has that one that just kind of shoots. Yeah, it reminds you like a Ford. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No.
Put my 2 cents in there on the 56.
It's true. But I wanted something that was going to be unusual, not easy, difficult to do. And in 96, parts were just drying up then, accessories especially.
Yeah.
So the first thing I did was I bought as many accessories as I could get from GM, boxed them and stored them. And then really at the time, there was only rear quarter panels, couple floor pans, and maybe a couple other little things that was reproduced, and that's it.
Yeah.
So that was the challenge to me. And then plus all the accessories. And you can find a lot of them in California, but they hold on to them to raise the price before they let them go.
Yeah.
Those guys. But yeah, it's been fun. So that's the way I always wanted something different. Where guys had Camaros in high school, and I liked the Firebird, and the Mustang, I liked the Mercury Cougar, and so that's the way I was kind of going with this too, something different.
I feel like in the 90s it was kind of more. This was not. I wasn't a big car guy in the 90s, but from what I can tell, when you see restorations done in the 90s, it's not. It's not the quality I feel like it should be. You can always look at a car and be like, that was built in the 90s. Like you can just tell.
Right.
Early 2000s, the paint job on it.
Yep.
With you guys having the color combination on this is classic.
Well, that's a story too.
Yeah.
I wanted a couple of shades off of what the original colors would have been, which would have been Sierra beige and Bermuda green.
Yeah.
So I went with the 2005 Cool Vanilla from the M300 Chrysler.
Yeah.
And then the Ford Jewel Green on top. But I didn't choose that color. She did. And the reason why is because like I said, the paint job was a Christmas gift to me from her, but she had to find out who the painter was going to be, so she talked to all my friends, found out who I was talking to, went and talked to him. So it was a nice little Christmas gift that I got. And so when we went to actually go talk to the painter, when I chose the green, she kind of like, and the painter's like, and I was looking at something totally different. And then he told me that a lot of men have problems with shades, not totally colorblind, but with shades of blues and greens.
Mm-hmm.
Men have a lot of issues with that. So, and that was my problem. I was picking a green color that had a lot of blue in it.
Yeah.
And if he
It
would
was
have,
blue.
if he would have listened,
Oh, it was straight blue. Yeah.
if he would have listened to me, it would have been a disaster.
Yeah.
So thank God she stepped in. She chose the color,
Yeah.
and that's what it came up with. And I've heard just so many compliments on that green.
Yeah.
And green is not a color that hot rods usually had until just past few years.
Yeah. I know the 67 C10 that I'm working on, he wants it to be a green.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
He wants it, but it's like, it's almost like a mint. It's got some mint in it. It's almost like old school pastel,
Yeah.
grandma's
Mhm.
70s porcelain fucking sink. It basically is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's got different shades in it, and it has some it's got some flake in it and all that stuff. So I mean it pops.
Mhm.
It's got a real nostalgic feel, but then it's just completely different.
Mhm.
That's why I was glad that that special edition Camaro, that Orange Crush, came in next to me there, and then the little red Sunbeam.
Yeah.
Because I've seen guys at car shows, there'd be like 4 or 5 red cars sitting next to each other in the line, and
Yep.
it's just a blur.
Mm-hmm.
I always try to park where I can get it to pop off of the cars too.
Yeah. I feel like if I was to the next car show that the wife and I judge, I'm going to make sure that I put my 2 cents in and say 1 starts there, 2 goes right beside it, 3 goes right beside that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that became a pain in the ass to well, we need to go back and look at 56. Well, where the hell is 56? Do you remember where it was? And then you're walking around trying to find it.
Right.
So it was challenging for that aspect and stuff. But I mean, it was, we were only in charge of 13 cars. Now we found probably 30 of them that we had wrote down, because as they come in, it's like, oh, that one's nice, write it down. Oh, that one's even better, write that one down.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to go back and look around. And with us only being in charge of the 13, we had people coming up saying, hey, we never had judges coming and looking at our car. And it's like, hey man, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I saw your car,
Mm-hmm.
and there's other judges here that are going around. They might not be holding clipboards, but people are looking at your stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want to tell them, hey, your car sucks. It's just not up to par. It's a
Right.
great car. Don't get me wrong. You drove it here.
Yeah.
It's beyond what the hell I have parked in the garage right now, so.
Well, one thing I appreciated about it happens once in a while, but I wish it would happen more often. Like here, like the Austin show, they'll announce the car number, the name of the person, the owner, and then the car, what year it is, and so forth. Because now, as someone standing there, we're all grouped together waiting with the awards and stuff. Now, in my mind, I remember seeing that car.
Yeah.
And that helps a lot.
That one pulled in behind me or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's nice when they do that.
Yeah. I had to go back and just reiterate how nice some of the cars were that were there. I wanted to take some pictures and some videos and stuff. I didn't take a single picture. I took a picture of the mother of all trophies coming in on the back of the truck early, and that was it. And then I did some video of the fireworks, which I tell you what, the fireworks were unbelievable. Did you guys stay for the fireworks?
We were back at the school loading up when they were going
Okay.
off.
But
Because we had to
caught
get
some
out of
them.
there.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous because
it was nice.
it was amazing.
Very nice. Yes.
Yeah.
I tell you what, for just some random town like that to put on some show that was, the word on the street, there was like $40,000 worth of explosions that went off that night.
Mhm.
And, obviously with it being the 250th,
Mm-hmm.
celebration of America and all that stuff, I don't know if they spent some more money on that or what, but I guess the guys who put on the show are from
There's a
Aussie.
lot of money there.
Yeah.
Mhm. We
And they're professionals. It's not just some, blow Joe that comes
Right.
by and is like, I'm just gonna get drunk and light some shit on fire.
Yeah,
Watch
they're
it go.
they're actually licensed.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I had to get the car out of there because where we were, they wanted the public to be able to sit there and watch the fireworks also. So,
Okay.
but we did see them from the school parking lot as we were loading up,
Yeah.
and that parking lot was packed. We almost didn't get the
Mhm.
car and the
Yeah.
trailer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I know. There was a lot. Last year, they said there was like 5,000 people that were there. And, you know, we were running around like chickens with our heads chopped off trying to get the judging done and make sure
Mhm.
we'd seen everything and all that. So we didn't even get a chance to even enjoy the car show. I mean, it was
right,
the whole week was stressful on me,
Yeah,
just
it's
trying to get all that shit around.
it's a lot of
Stressful
work.
on the wife, you know, didn't get much sleep. Woke up that morning and I was on edge, you know.
It's a lot of work putting those shows on.
Yeah.
It really is.
And all I was doing was judging. I couldn't
Mhm.
imagine if I was dealing with, you know, setting up the DJ booth and setting up parking and cones and
Right.
We
you know.
trailered it there because we had just come back about a week prior from Nichols Paint and Fab over in Waseca,
Yeah.
Illinois. So I spent about 4 days cleaning on that.
Yeah.
For that show, and we were picked to be one of out of 13 to be inside
yeah.
the building where they're actually doing the fabrications.
Yep.
Everybody else was outside, so that was an honor. And then we took the Elite 10 there, so
Yeah. I
it
wanted
was
to bring
clean. I thought, well, let's just trailer it down there. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know.
I wanted to bring that up because we actually had Justin on. We had him and his now wife on the
Mhm.
show a couple years ago
Megan?
now. Yeah.
Mhm.
And they you know, they know what they're looking at too.
Mhm.
So when I found out that we picked it and then, you know, somebody like Nichols picked it as well the week
Mhm.
prior.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about back-to-back bangers.
Yeah.
Holy shit. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but you know what? It's kind of ironic because the Elite 10 sitting right there is one of the smaller ones, and then you got the MoAT, which is about 1/3 of what I've already had.
Yeah.
But
you know,
that
it's just-
Elite 10, even though it's so small, it
means
means a lot.
Yeah. Right.
You know, it's
Yeah, and,
absolutely.
and there's such great people over there too.
Well, there was
personally,
I know the last year, I think they had well over 100 cars there last year,
Mhm.
something like that. Maybe it's a couple years in.
when was it
The first year-
700 the first
the
year?
first year,
Yeah, right.
500 the
Yeah.
second.
but yeah,
So
yeah,
100,
you know,
I mean, screw me. I was way the fuck off at 100.
Well-
I apologize, Justin, if you're listening.
Well, that's
to
what he
this.
kept saying.
Yeah.
So that
well,
it was,
what happened was, this is their third year, and when we went, we found out that they had tornadoes that went through there, just missed Waseca too.
Yeah.
But they had a lot of gas stations that was out of power over there, so that probably put a crimp on the attendance for
Right.
this past year for them.
But you're talking top 10 and hundreds of cars.
Mhm.
And then showing up to a show that was almost 200 cars,
right.
you know, so
Yeah, and
what a
there-
couple weekends.
Yeah, yeah.
And what was
really
that like going down there and to be picked?
To
Because they
Waseca?
ask you to come in. Like, so you're just hanging out and then he just shows up and like,
Well,
round them up, get them in here.
No, actually, what they did was they asked for a photograph of your car,
Yeah.
and so I sent it to them. And then it was a few weeks later, I got an email with a certificate, and you had to present a certificate when you registered.
Yeah.
And they chose 13 to be inside,
Oh, wow.
and that's how they did it.
That's a pretty good way to narrow it down
Mm.
quick.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of like me sitting out front, me and the wife sitting there watching them come in, you know,
Hmm.
instead of just,
Yeah, I can't remember his name. One of the fabricators. Their policy, their insurance policy,
Right.
is that they have to drive your vehicle in because they have such $high cars in there.
yeah.
And but when the fabricators drove it in, and Justin was guiding them, backing them in, and when he got out of the car, it was such an honor because he said, this is so smooth, I could just drive this all day.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's like, it's just humbling.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
Yeah, especially so how long did this build take you so you bought it in 96.
Yes.
It's been done for 12 and a half years.
Yeah.
I like to say 13 just because 13's, my family's lucky number, but we'll just go with 12 and a half, But, So
It's been done for that. It took 18 years to do it.
Yeah.
But then, like I said earlier, I had to hide it for a few years from my ex-wife. So there's
Yeah.
that. You guys understand that out there, don't you?
yeah, some people, I'm sure there's some people out there that understand that. Yeah.
So,
Well, with he started his business in 2001, and it was in April 2001, and then September 11th, happened that year. And so, just ups and downs and moving, a couple of times moving, and like you said, trying to, keep it hidden from certain people to
Yeah.
so they don't
well, the
try
other
to
thing is,
make
too,
a stake on, post a stake on it,
Yeah.
I guess.
it kind of progressed, didn't it? I mean, we didn't have a house. So her
yeah,
mom said, you bring that over here. We were getting ready to buy our house within
Yeah,
the
we
6
started
months
out
of
in a
buying
trailer.
a car.
And it's right in a mobile home, and then we
Yeah.
bought our first house over here on Windsor Drive.
So I pulled the motor out and rebuilt the old 6-cylinder over there. We built that in her mom's garage. And then we bought our first home. And then, that only had a small 1-car garage. So anything I had to do on the car, I had to roll it out in the driveway.
Yeah.
And I
Which a
told
lot
you-
of listeners can relate to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Big time.
And then I told you about John Krieger. He lived across the street from us. He had Down syndrome, and he lived many years, more than most people with Down syndrome
Yeah.
would live from, heart failure.
He was writing you tickets all the time.
It was writing me tickets because the whole town took him in. The whole town took him in under his wing, under their wing, and the police department gave him a radio, so in case he fell, he had his own frequency. But and they gave him a ticket book, which is probably the downfall, because every time I rolled it out into the driveway with no doors on it, across the street he'd come. He'd write me a ticket for having no doors on the car. It was
Those
unsafe.
seatbelts in it.
Yeah.
Right.
old John Krieger, boy, I tell you. But yeah, the town is just awesome here, Churubusco, and
Yeah, I didn't even mention we are in Turtletown, USA.
yep.
Which crazy thing is, my wife and I actually looked at a house or two here
They're just
to buy when we were, because we couldn't buy in Allen County
Mhm.
because they're awesome. 52 square miles of you're not allowed to have a new business.
Mhm.
yeah,
That's whatever.
it's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, not going to get political here,
So-
but we looked at a place around here because, for those of you that haven't heard on some of the other podcasts, we talked about it. When we moved up here, it was like, we're going to build hot rods. So I literally we found a house, and I'd have to call the county courthouse, and I'd have to talk to somebody in charge and say, hey, we're looking at buying a house in your county. We're trying to build hot rods here. Can we do it?
Mhm.
So Churubusco, whatever county we're in up here,
Whitley.
Whitley, yeah,
Uh-huh.
Whitley County.
Uh-huh.
They were like, yeah, come on down. I think Whitley County might have been one of the ones that, like, whoever I talked to was like, oh, my grandpa used to rebuild. You know what I mean? So I was in already.
But Dana's here. They kind of, I don't know if it's even open for anything now, but back when it was open,
Mm.
this is going back to, well, probably about 97, 98. When Dana was open we sat down one day and we counted 42 hot rods in this town.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, obviously some guys had 3, 4, but
Yeah,
hot rods, but 42 hot rods in this small town.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of Auburn. Everybody knows Auburn around here, and that's a big. I don't know if I'd call it a hot rod town, but as far as history goes and automotive,
Right. You get the
I mean, they would
museums and-
freak out because you
Mhm.
put a fucking different piece of something on this car, But that all has its place. It's nice to find somebody around here that did the work themselves, and they weren't like, it needs to have whatever.
Right.
Mhm.
It needs to have this and it needs to have that, because that's what it came off the showroom floor with.
It's a
And-
Frankenstein car for sure, because he's
Yeah.
taken several
Mhm.
parts from other vehicles
Yeah,
and incorporated, and it just looks like it goes.
and that's
It
why
doesn't
you
look
guys
like
won.
it looks like it goes. It doesn't look,
Well, we went from the
shoddy or
No,
anything like that.
It doesn't look over the top.
Mhm.
Right.
I mean, obviously,
Done tastefully.
yes.
Hmm.
Perfect. And let's, since we got on the subject, why don't we talk a little bit about just the trim that you put on this car?
Mhm.
Because I think once, the funny thing is, like I was telling you earlier before we started the podcast, I didn't give, you guys, you have a nice write-up and everything that you put in front of the car. A lot of people do. I didn't even I don't care about that. My biggest concern was, what am I looking at? And if it's done, like you said, tastefully, to me, a car's done right when it's got so much work done that you don't even know.
Right.
I
I noticed at the Nichols Paint and Fab car show, a lot of people did stop and read that.
Yeah.
And he has a book out with all the before and afters of everything. To me, I like seeing the before and afters. That says right there how far it had come, started out to where it came to. Yep. And I'm not, I was surprised, like I said, that so many people read that storyboard, but me, I like the visual.
Yep.
I like to see the before and afters. And when you see the before and afters, I mean, it was
you have
a piece of crap.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Sorry.
That's a good segue into your YouTube page. Trying to find some random guy who built random car in this random place in Indiana. And finding history on the guy and the car and everything is kind of difficult.
Oh, so you saw the YouTube
videos? So I saw the YouTube videos that were like 14 years ago,
so you saw
12 years ago.
I put all the accessories on the shelves in the basement.
Yeah, I saw, and the fact, this car, like the fact that you were doing all the metalwork in the quarter and you tucked the battery, you built your own battery box and the whole 9 yards, and the fact that it was like a forest green. It kind of reminded me of what the roof is right now, but not.
Right.
But not.
Yeah, right.
I understand when we get into the story of the car, why the girl didn't want to drive this thing.
Yeah. He would even make tools because he didn't have the right tool for something, and he'd make a tool so that he could work on that car.
Yeah. And also, she's helped me out a lot, but she can only do so much. And so I try not to ask a lot of her to, when I was building it, but you leverage is your friend. When you're working when you're working by yourself, you may have your foot up holding something where you're trying to do this over here. It's just, or you make something to help you with that.
Right. And the creeper starts moving and you're trying to, your abs are tight, your foot's on something and your other foot's hanging on something else and you're cranking.
And then you're rolling around on your creeper and your arm gets caught under the wheel. And then you're swearing that.
Yeah. And then if you grow your hair out like I do, you catch a wheel every once in a while and you're stuck.
Yeah.
You ain't moving.
So
my idea of helping him was actually writing a check.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So, yeah.
I'm sure there's more to it than just that.
Right. That's,
Well, I mean, the support system that a wife has during somebody building a car, or if it's a wife building the car and the husband not building it, the support system is astronomical, because I'm sure you heard all about every nut and bolt that didn't want to move, or the hours and hours of, if we're talking about 96 and 2000s, the internet wasn't what it was now. So, you finding parts and all that stuff, I could only imagine how many checks you actually wrote by the end of it all. A lot of people will be like, we're done. We're not spending any more or whatever.
When he had it up on the rotisserie, he did, all the body work. And when we took it in to have it painted, the paint shop only had to tweak a few spots. Yeah. So he did a good job.
He wanted to know if I wanted to work there. No, thank you.
So let's we were talking about the girl not wanting to drive this thing. Let's talk about where this car came from.
Yeah. There was a elderly gentleman, I don't have his name, but he bought one of his last new cars, and it was manufactured in Cincinnati, Ohio. He lived in Kentucky. He bought it new in 54, and then I'm not sure what year it was. He passed away, so it went to a small little corner car dealership. Guy down the road saw it and figured, well, I want to buy this for my daughter. She's getting her license, going to school. And he thought it was big, it'd be safe. And she's thinking, I'm not driving that. It's ugly. I'm not having my friends see me in this. And it sat in his yard.
Mm.
His neighbor bought it.
What year was this? You thinking in the 80s? You're thinking?
Yeah. And then his neighbor bought it. It sat there. So it was never really titled except for the original owner. Mr. Keene lived up here on DuPont Road by Walmart, and he was friends with the guy that had it sitting in his yard. And he went down and he bought it and put it in his barn. You drive around and do service work. You kind of know where a lot of them are all at.
Yeah.
I knew that one was sitting there, but then he rolled it out and it snowed on it. And I thought, well, that's done enough of that. So I went and knocked on the door and I said, how much do you want for that car? He said, $1,000. I said, I'll give you $800. And he said, no, I'll take $1,000. I said, okay.
Twist my
But
arm.
he asked if he wanted to hear it run. And I said, sure. And so he opened up the hood and I'm like, oh. And he had a more modern car, radiator overflow, bungeed around the radiator, and it was two batteries in it. One was 6 volt, and they had some sort of weird converter I'd never seen.
I guess this was kind of like headed towards the last years of the 6 volt shit.
So it started right up, so quiet, smooth, and I said, okay, shut it down. He goes, you don't want to hear it run? I said, I don't want to hear it blow up. we'll just take it as is.
I don't want to start hearing knocking.
So we got it, and as time progressed with home ownership and owning the car, like I said, we didn't have a garage at first. Went to our mom's garage. We built the motor there, the original 6, and then we got our first home, but it had a garage. It was so small you had to roll it out to work on it. Then, of course, it came here, larger garage, and then I was able to do a lot more than I wanted to do. Yeah. But thankfully,
even I don't mean to cut you off. No, but this is 2-car garage, 2.5 maybe 2.5. So what is this? 24 by
32, maybe.
32, yeah, not even 48.
Well, the deal was we'd buy the house, but the garage was mine. So.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Just missing a urinal.
Yeah, right. Oh, when it's dark out, whatever.
No. So, so that's how it kind of progressed. And the tools, like the rotisserie, when I was done with that, I kind of cleaned it up and put it up for sale, but I made sure it went to someone who was going to use it and not turn around and make a profit off it on Evil Bay. And it went to a father and son. They were going to start a project together. Yeah. And so I was glad I got it to them. I had built a engine test stand for the new motor I put in it. And so when I was done with that, I got a message on Facebook from a guy up in Niagara Falls.
Oh yeah,
and he was coming out. He's a Mopar guy, and he said he was coming out to buy an engine somewhere here in Fort Wayne, and wanted to buy the stand. And gave me $2,500 cash. So
it's crazy how that works. I sold something. Some guy was like, "Yeah, I'm driving up in 2 weeks. I'm passing through. I got nothing to do with you, but I want to buy it." You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy how marketplace works sometimes.
I just want things to go to someone who's going to use it.
Yeah.
You know, to help maybe a young person spark a thought in their mind to do something with their hands or their imagination to do something, you know. Yeah. And that's why I let kids sit in it all the time. 3 years ago, was it? At the first Fort Wayne Rod and Custom show, it was evening. Everybody was going home, and there was a lady that came in. 2 ladies actually. They were looking in the car, and one really seemed interested. I could tell there's something up. So I said, "Hey, come around here." Opened up the driver's. I said, "You come in here. You're sitting here." She sat in the car, grabbed the wheel, and I closed the door, and she just started bawling her eyes out.
Wow.
I don't know why I didn't ask. Just a memory.
Yeah,
it was a memory that sparked, and so I enjoy that.
You can tell the other memory about the other lady.
Oh yeah, okay, I'll tell that.
It's a good one.
The best of show from Auburn. I was parked, and there was a Mustang parked next to me. Their son was handicapped.
Auburn, was that the outdoor show up there? Mm-hmm. Really?
Yep.
Best in show.
Best show.
Fuck, they do give you credit up there. Hot damn.
So there was a Mustang sitting next to me, and their son was paralyzed. He was in a wheelchair. And I sat there and just was watching him, and he just was just like this all day.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you know what? Let me go talk to his parents. So I asked him, I said, do you mind, could he sit in my car? But you'd have to lift him up to put him in. And they said, sure. Well, they put him in that car, and he was just grinned. Oh, unbelievable. And do you ever say something that come out of your mouth? You just didn't, it just came out, you know? So
That's a question from my
we're
wife.
talking to.
Yeah, that's a question from my wife.
so I said, do you want to start it? He started it like he drove every day of his life. And the rest of the day, he was just glowing. And that's what it's all about.
Okay, that wasn't the story.
Well, that story, I was in Markle. It was a nursing home, and there was some elderly people going around looking at it. It's just two elderly women. I guess they didn't notice me sitting there.
Yeah.
And they're looking inside, and then the one lady says to the other, you know, I lost my virginity in the car just like this. I'm like, what? And then they saw me, and I said, I didn't see any footprints on the ceiling. You're okay. But yeah, that's the enjoyable part of it.
It's funny you said that, because I was just talking to my wife about that. I was like, you know, why would anybody even want to be getting in the back of the car?
Yeah.
Back in the day. I mean, hell, you got a bench in the front. You know what I mean?
Napping.
Yeah. Right. But no, it's funny that you brought that up.
Yeah. So it's always been it's been a blessing to us, really. I don't know why it wins half the stuff it wins, but
the quality of work's all there.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said earlier, I can pick it apart just because I'm an asshole. You know, stuff comes out of my mouth without me thinking. But no, the whole car, the whole package deal. When I went and looked at this, I didn't know that you were the one that I would have just assumed that you had somebody else work on some of it. You know what I mean? Not just paint. I would just assume, you know, just because of when you start hitting a certain level, certain quality of vehicle, you just assume that it was built by somebody that a professional shop or whatever, you know. And this thing here, that's all on you, which is incredible. I mean, that's what it's all about. And you said about inspiring younger people. I hope that this episode inspires the older guys who had a vehicle in their car for however many years to get back out there and do it, because, you know, the vision, everybody has the vision that you guys had with this car. The only difference is you guys finally finished it after 18 years. Even though it took 18 years, you did it all, and you could say you did it all except for the paint, but I don't know if I'd tell anybody that unless somebody fucking asked.
Well, and that's why I thanked you for what you do too, because you're a big part in keeping this culture going too. Today, a lot of vehicles and these younger generations it's just bolt-on parts, you know.
Oh yeah,
nothing modification, you know, nothing no imagination.
Yeah,
and so, but yeah. But this one here, it didn't venture too far from. That's one thing I was proud about. It didn't venture too far from what I envisioned in my mind. It took me a while to get it in my mind, but I never took a step forward and two steps back.
Yeah.
It wound up being exactly what I wanted to do in my mind.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a lot of equipment and experience, I decided to. It was actually a 210 model.
Yeah.
And I upped it to the Bel Air. Most people would shave it and smooth it.
Yeah. Most people would take that door, lengthen that one, and get rid of that.
Yeah.
You know, that's the big thing.
So what I did was, you know, I told you about the colors. I was close, but modern paint, you know, the new paints. And then I took it from a 210 model to a Bel Air. And then what I did was I just took different models between the 53 and 54 and combined them.
Yeah.
So the seats is actually the pattern of a 53 convertible.
Right.
The headlight rings are a 53 Cadillac Eldorado.
Right.
And the belt trim here comes down to a point, that's 53 Pontiac.
Yeah.
And so
you're saying Frankenstein's on
yeah.
you know. But we call it custom, you know.
I wouldn't even call it custom. It's so darn mild that unless you have 53 or 54, you really probably might not pick up on a lot of it. Yeah. So that's how subtle it is. But
yeah. But I mean, this is definitely not stock ride height either.
No.
You got a new front end underneath this and everything, don't you?
Yeah. I made a mistake on the original drivetrain.
Yeah.
You know, I have a deformed foot, so it's a little hard for me. So I needed to change the drivetrain out. I did a favor for somebody, and he had a 67 Chevelle 283, and he asked if I wanted it, and I said sure, and that kind of sparked a new drivetrain.
Yeah.
The old original drivetrain, those transmissions leaked like crazy. And
Well, you have the engine
so
sitting over there in the corner, right? That's the original.
It's numbers matching, and I didn't want to get rid of that.
Yeah.
I want to keep it.
It's funny. You're not the first person that I've met that has done work or had a car built, and they kept the original.
Mm-hmm.
I know a guy who has a 63 split window. He took the original engine transmission out of it, bought a whole new one, put that one in, customized the whole car, but he has his just like that over in the corner in his garage, and I feel like the fact that it's just part of this
right
whole world. It's part of the story of the car, and the fact that you still have it, if ever one day you got to sell it, there's a lot of buyers that are like, ooh, that's a huge green flag, I guess, not a red flag.
Well, that's the other thing. Well, what I did with the drivetrain was I wanted it easier to drive because of being a little handicapped there with my foot. But so I put a TCI unit in there.
Yeah.
Total cost involved. So it's got disc brakes now. It's got coilover shocks. The stance is a lot better.
Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, it has a subtle rake. I'm not a big rake fan. I like everything leveled out, but I mean, it's just with you having the. I call it the ball cap. I like call but the visor on there, that obviously was not an afterthought or aftermarket. That obviously didn't come with the car. That wasn't part of the 210s.
No, but it is GM.
Yeah, right.
Accessories. I found that in Springfield, Ohio. There was a guy that would figure out where all the old dealerships were, and they were closed up. But a lot of times what they did back then was GM would flood the dealerships with accessories and say, sell it. Well, the new model come out and they didn't sell anything. It either got thrown up in the attic or down in the basement.
Yeah.
So he'd find these old buildings, go around and get these parts. But, so the rear end was the original rear end, and my mistake was I miscalculated how much that Continental kit weighed. So it was really low in the back, and it bottomed out all the time.
Yeah. Now, Continental kit, for anybody who doesn't know what the hell we're talking about, is the entire back end setup, basically.
Spare tire and
the spare tire, for those for the yahoos that like Thunderbirds, the 50s Thunderbirds, that's that kind of style to it. But the beauty of it is the bumpers and everything they don't come factory tucked like that, do they?
Those are factory bumpers.
Yeah, but
they're just extended out.
Yeah, and you pulled everything in. You tucked everything in real nice. Mm-hmm. Those are the subtle things that just...
And that was a pain in the butt.
Well, hell yeah, it is.
I mean, yeah. Getting the rubber. I don't know if this is what you're talking about. But
the gasket around there.
That gasket around that piece.
Yeah.
Well, paint...
Nightmare.
The painter said... This is the nicest spare rim I've ever painted in my life. But then you mount the tire on it, and then you got to put the ring around it and everything without. That's all like sort of spring loaded, and then of course you don't want to scratch the paint. That was trouble.
Oh yeah,
that was really hard to do.
Well, the beauty of it is with you doing everything, you know exactly what it takes,
right?
And you have a completely different outlook on when you're watching the TV shows and everything. You have a completely, what the hell's going on. There's a lot of people that end up spending the money to have people work on it or do it for them. And I mean, you have a completely different mindset and appreciation for any car that you're looking at.
Right. Exactly.
Because
anyone can spend the money and have a nice car.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
To be kind of somewhat an amateur and do that. It's pretty impressive.
The CDO.
Yeah.
CDO is what it is.
Yep. It's not OCD. OCD. It's worse. It's a worse case.
Yeah.
It's a severe case of CDO. So, but you have to put it in alphabetical order. But no, I had to put a 1988 Chevy Blazer 4-wheel drive rear end in it because of 60 inches.
Okay.
So it's still drum, but at that time, what I did then was I found out that the station wagons had 7-leaf springs, the sedans had 6.
Yeah.
So I had Fort Wayne Spring put in an extra leaf.
Okay.
And now that's the stance
Now
I
it's
wanted.
got to wait for all
Yeah,
that.
because before it sat so low that we were driving down Lima Road one day, and we heard this banging, and I knew what it was, and she was worried. She wanted to turn around and look. I said, "Don't look." It was the lowriders. They were bouncing behind me. They thought I was, hydraulic. And I said, "Don't pay attention to them. Just ignore them." And they're back there bouncing. Go up to the next red light, stop. Same thing. It felt like Marilyn was being violated.
Yeah.
So we just turned off and went another way. But next release spring put it exactly where I wanted it.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Thank you.
That whole bumper setup, that's completely different. That doesn't belong.
Right.
It doesn't belong in this car. Half of this shit doesn't belong in this car. And that's what makes this car the best of show. And the fact that so you said about winning best of show up at Auburn. Why don't we talk about some of the awards that stand out to you that you have won with this car?
Well,
I really want anybody that's listening or anybody that was at this show to really know why this car was picked, and the history behind it, not just how nice it is, but the history of what you won, what this car has the hardware. Let's talk about the hardware here.
Oh, well, I think, the first time we were out with the car, the very first time we took a cruise for it, we went to the Liberty Diner for something to eat. And so they happened to have a little cruise in there. I think Lawton Parks group puts that on, I think. And so we looked at some cars, and we went in and ate and came out, and we were going to leave. And they said, "Where are you going?" I said, "We're going to go home." And they said, "No, you can't do that. You won a trophy." So that was our first day out.
You were getting food. You didn't even.
I know. And ironically, after we finished this whole new drivetrain, we went down again and didn't know they're having I didn't have a schedule. I didn't know they're having another cruise in.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Hey, how you doing?" And we looked around, went in, ate, came back out, and went to leave. And they said, "Where are you going?" I said, "Going home." "No, you're not. You're nothing." So it was weird. But James Dean was a big one for us.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the spring show or the
no?
the
That's
fall?
that's the fall.
That's the fall
both
show.
actually. There's the best of class or is that fall or spring? I think that's
September.
spring.
Yeah, that would have been
It was
September would be
that would
the big
that's
James.
the James Dean.
That's the big
James
one. Top
Dean.
20s.
Yeah.
So that was my first, and I was just ecstatic about that because that was big to me. Then of course Auburn and
Rochester.
Rochester.
What happened before you went to Rochester?
In New York.
No, Rochester,
Okay.
Indiana.
Indiana. It's about an hour and 20 minutes from here west. That's a big show.
Is it?
Yeah, they're pretty consistent with 650, 700 cars.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah, and the
Weekend
story.
show. I'm assuming it's multiple days for something like
No,
that.
one day.
One day.
One
No
day.
shit.
Saturday.
Mhm.
Saturday.
Could you do me a favor? You want to grab that bolt up there? You see that bumper bolt? You'll see it better with 2 red ones there.
Oh.
Anyway, so I never parked I had an HHR at the time. I never parked it in
Right.
Never parked it in the driveway.
Right.
I spent about a whole week cleaning this thing, underneath it, everywhere, because they're saying you got to go to Rochester. And I'm like, yeah. So finally, I decided to go. I never parked my HHR out there.
HHR, that's the truck, right?
Yeah,
That's
there's a panel truck I had.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that was kind of fixed up kind of nice too. But anyway, I never park it out in the driveway, and I backed this car out, and I didn't see it, and I hear scrape. I'm like, oh my God. So I get out the passenger side, put it in park, get out the passenger side, come around, I look, and it had hit the front fender, pushed that in. It hit the tire, pushed the tire in off the rim. The air came out, and then it came down and locked on the rear bumper. Broke the center cap on the wheel and everything on the HHR. Had to get the floor jack, and I'm supposed to be going to the show, right? So first 400 gets plaques and goodie bag. I get out, and I look, and I was just sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
So I come in, I get the floor jack up the HHR, and pull it off the 54, pull it in here, and I look, and all it did was it tore the stainless steel off the bumper bolt. $2.
$2.
$2.
That's it.
That's it.
Solid as a rock.
So I finally calmed down. I go to Rochester thinking, okay, well, now I'm just going to go and enjoy the day.
Yeah.
And so I go there and I register, and I was
402?
It's not 402. So I missed the dash plaque and the goodie bag by 2.
By 2, yeah.
And so I was
Damn
telling the
Colts.
guy what happened. I was telling the guy what happened. He goes, oh, well, guy pre-registered, and I know he's not coming. Why don't you take his?
Oh, wow.
So I got that. And it happened to be the timing was perfect because over there you have the courthouse and everything spokes off the road that goes around the courthouse. Okay. And where I was parked was right on the double yellow line, right there at the edge. And then you got the courthouse, and then everybody else is parked diagonal on each side. So I was front and center. And anyway, some guys come around, was looking at it, and wound up getting the Earl Gerardi Memorial Award, which is Earl Gerardi was an engine builder for like Tony Stewart and a lot of the dirt track guys. And so they liked the 6 in it when it was in it. So I got that, went back to sit down, and then the next thing, about 5 minutes later, they called me up again, which that's unusual. You don't get 2 awards at one show because they want to spread that stuff out,
Right.
you know. And they called me for best in class, which I was wondering about that because it's 1954 and earlier everything. And so took that. So I got 2 awards in one day, and they're pretty nice ones. Red ones up there. And they get nice trophies there from, they get them out of Avon. It's a little town called Avon. I think there's motorcycle, motocross there and everything.
Right.
They make them for them. They're just great trophies, just like the Aussian show. And
I think the Aussian,
so-
I think that trophy for Aussian, you know, it's obnoxious, but I think it's not tacky.
no,
It fits. I mean,
barely
it's
fits.
funny. It's funny when I came in here and was looking around. I was like, "Damn, that looks good over there."
Yeah.
You know, that's fucking
Be quiet.
perfect.
Don't even go there, please. For the cause of it, just don't go there. She's busted on me because I thought, you know, if
He was
there
feeling optimistic.
if there was a chance,
Yeah.
I better be prepared. So I through some quilts in the back of the truck.
Oh, so you manifested this?
I
What you
wouldn't say
did.
that, but
Yeah, well, hell yeah, man, absolutely. I mean,
But-
the crazy
He's
thing
just
is,
a little
like,
optimistic.
I mean, you should be. I mean, your track record says that you should. How do I put this?
be
You
prepared.
should expect. You should expect, and you shouldn't. I don't know how to say this right. You shouldn't expect an award,
Yeah,
but
be prepared.
yeah, right.
So I mean, because I knew how big it was. It's like, well, how are you going to get it home if you did?
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I better throw some quilts in the back.
Yeah.
And then, of course, well, I don't know if you saw. I mean, we were so shocked. It's probably the first time we hugged each other in many years.
Well, how'd you guys? I tell you what. So, what did you guys think? You know, I mean, I had no idea who the
Well,
hell you guys were.
I mean,
You know, I never met you until afterwards,
Yeah.
and you didn't even know that I had judged.
Right.
yeah.
So,
No,
well, the
I
wife
mean,
and I shouldn't say
I
I.
after
parked
all
right in
the-
front of your tent, so that was
Yeah,
good.
you were parked right in front of the tent, which is
There's
perfect.
that.
If somebody didn't know any better, they
Right.
thought I built the damn
Yeah.
thing. You know, perfect for me too.
when all the awards were being awarded, you know, I started getting a little nervous, rocking back and forth, you know, because it's very seldom that we've taken it somewhere and it hasn't gotten something.
Yeah,
So after the honorable mentions, the top 25, the specialty ones, after we knew we were only in the running for a few of those.
Yeah.
It's like, holy crap, we might have a shot
Yeah.
at this. But then and he was saying his legs were getting a little like jelly. And I said, but we could walk away with nothing.
Because
you
there
know?
was some nice stuff there.
There's some
Absolutely.
good stuff
was,
there. Yeah.
definitely.
Not
And
to
we,
put,
thought that it might not happen. And then it was shock when he said the number 22,
22.
Kevin and Monica. And I was like,
yeah.
yeah, very shocked.
So, what about you? How did you feel about the whole thing? I mean,
Well, I
was it
had to
pretty
make
much the
it-
same thing.
Well, when they were all, some photographers there and stuff, I had to make it official. And so I had to hand her the cash.
Right, the big check.
Yeah.
The big check.
So I get the hardware, she gets the cash.
That's right. It's perfect.
No, but it was, again, I think the other shows, I mean, there's such a car culture in Ohio. Even in Illinois and Wisconsin's big too, with their car culture. Fort Wayne needs to actually take notice of what Ossian's done.
Yeah, right.
And I know it's only their third year, second year.
Yeah,
They need to take a look at that.
yeah.
They really do.
I'll tell you what. Whenever, like I said, when he asked us to come do it, I was like, well, I'm gonna post the shit out of this. He sent me a flyer, and I was like, well, this ain't gonna work. So I built I built 4 new flyers, and I sent them to him, and I was like, hey, I just said, look at this.
Right.
I didn't say, hey, I think you should use this flyer. I said, hey, take a look at this. And he was like, do you mind if I use this? And I was like, perfect.
Right.
So, because so many people are doing Chat GPT and AI shit.
Right.
And you can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell as soon as you see it. It's like, if you're going to fucking use AI, maybe you should tell it to do a vintage style or something out of the ordinary.
Very eye-catching.
Yes.
It, grabs you right off the bat.
Well, I think it was a perfect storm with the 250th anniversary.
Yep.
4th of July is right around the corner. It's their second show. The fireworks.
The fireworks been going on for a while.
In Ossian?
Yeah.
The
fireworks on the hill?
I think it has.
Okay. Because I didn't know if it was like, I don't know if the car show just is new, but the fireworks have been going on for a while. Because, for a show that doesn't have any Facebook page,
I noticed that.
for a show that doesn't have any event page, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but I mean, the amount of people that I pushed all that shit to and what they were doing, because they said the first year they only had 2 months to do it, and they were able to get 92 cars the first year. So they had a whole year to do it the second time around, and they weren't even taking advantage of the whole
Right.
Well, he's learning, but you know what? Like I said, there was the hot air balloon, and then the fireworks, and the whole key is.
Well, there's 50 crafts booths.
I know.
I didn't even see one craft booth. I did see one craft booth because a buddy of mine and my wife were talking about the Laffy Taffy or whatever the hell, the saltwater taffy.
Yeah.
And they were my wife was pissed that she didn't get the damn saltwater taffy because we were too busy with the judging and everything. But
well, the key is to get the public to come.
Yeah.
And that's what they did there by combining all those things into one show.
I think for Ossian, I had never been to Ossian until the guy said this is where it's going to be at, and then we drove over there and looked, and the park itself is beautiful.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. Like for just a park in a random town in a random Indiana, it's unbelievable.
Right.
Like, and the amount of cars that. The potential for more because there's 20 acres on the other side of that pond
Really?
that you can fish in.
Wow.
That is open that they can use. So the ability to be what he wants it to be is all there. Is all there.
Yeah, he's fortunate to get that. That is a problem for people who put on shows is where to have it. Who will have you have something like that on their property?
Yeah.
And then there's some that, oh yeah, you can have it here, and I'm not going to mention names, but then they charge you an absolute fortune.
Right.
And it's not helping the car show bring the public in.
Yeah.
Because when you got to charge the public to come in, but then you also have to charge them for parking.
Yeah.
I'm not mentioning any names, but it's like, that's a lot, and you're not going to get the public to come out.
It's kind of a perfect storm over there because they have is it the school? Is that what is sitting right there? They got a couple of ball fields and shit right there.
Yeah.
And then there's the school there. So they got all that parking as far as the school goes.
Right.
And then, you have all the small town, little back
streets.
Back streets.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the word I was looking for. And because when we rolled out of there, I mean, there was just people everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't tell you how many people were there.
We didn't think we were going to car up a trailer.
Yeah. If you're talking about two people per car, I mean, that's over 350 people right there.
Right.
Just showed up as the cars. And then you have 15 trucks that are selling food. I mean, who doesn't like tacos? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think they're on the right.
They're on the right track.
Yeah.
They're gonna be big.
And I think it's
already
show
looking
worth.
forward to go into next year and displaying ours.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to have a heck of a time though trying to find a model of.
Oh yeah,
It's going to have to
they're
be
gonna
three,
have to be a picture.
3D,
Yeah.
well, or 3D printed.
Yeah,
Yes,
That's what we were thinking about.
Yeah.
Looking into that.
And yeah, and if they do it, we would like to have I would like to have a 3D printed model of this, you know, for ourselves, you know, because
I have to say something about her though. You know, prior to meeting her, my first marriage, let's just put it out there. Everything was just, you know, sold behind my back.
Right.
You know, and we both started over with absolutely nothing, you know, and so, but we're at the age where we were discussing wills and so forth. And for someone, you know, having everything sold on you and stuff like that, and then meeting her, and after 30 years, it's like we were discussing our will and so forth. And I said, well, what do you want to do with the car? Because it's worth this much. And I have an idea of all the accessories and all the other dealership stuff and all the stuff in here. I don't want you to cheat yourself and short yourself of it. And she thought for a moment and she told me, well, everybody's enjoyed it over the years. Why don't we consider and talk about giving it to NATMUS Museum so everybody can continue to enjoy it? So here's a person who's not worried about money, but continuing to have people enjoy it. And in that way, too, you sell it to somebody and then they screw it all up or change it or whatever.
Right.
And, you know, and it's like, so this way it'll continue to be what it is.
Yeah, because I mean, if this looks this good and it's been done for 13 years, if it goes to a museum or whatever, it's just the way it's going to be forever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, and so I thought, well, you know what? I'll be gone, but you know what a gesture from her.
It's funny you
or
brought
the
that
second
up.
thought was burying him in it.
Yes, there's that.
That was the second thought.
Yeah,
They'll be dead like this.
yeah,
Smile
still
on
eating
my
grin on your face. That's right.
But yeah, that's so we're tossing that around.
Yeah, it's nice that you brought that up because that was one of the questions on the list of things to discuss here. Was what you would do, you know, once it's all said and done. What kind of advice would you give somebody that is listening that they're 10 years, 5 years, 3 years into their own, you know, their own build in their own backyard? They're not anybody as far as, I don't mean you're not anybody. I mean, as far as like an actual builder and own their own shop and shit, what would you like? What kind of advice would you be giving somebody like that to just finally get to the finish line, even if it's fucking 5, 6, 7, 8 more years down the road?
Well, one, don't get discouraged. Things change over time, you know, in your life, so just continue on with it. But I guess what I'm seeing out there is a lot of people say you want to say that no question is a stupid question, but sometimes they're just out there.
Yeah.
You know, research. If you don't know, look for it.
Yeah.
Try to find it. Then if you can't find it, then ask. But that's why I've posted so much stuff on Facebook about this car, is because I have a lot of friends in California out that way, and they have 54s and they're just getting into them. And if I can have someone see a post of this is how I did it, then maybe that'll help them. Even aftermarket stuff, like before I changed and put in vintage air, I had the original heating core in there, and everything was redone, but the valve that turns the heater on and off, you know, shuts the water off there, that's just gone. You're not going to find that ever.
Yeah.
And so I did my research, and Napa has one, and all you got to do is cut a little mounting tab off the side, and it's exactly the same. So I post those things, that type of information, and I post Napa's number, part number to it, so they know what to go get. And I have a whole list of that. Not only is it on Facebook, but I have a whole page, you know, a few pages of parts and parts numbers. So I've had a couple of people call me and say, hey, what did you do with this? And I said, well, go here and get that, and then modify this, and then you're good. So don't give up. Just use your imagination, or but research it, but don't just be so quick to ask the question of other people, because you can do it. You can do it on your own.
Yeah, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
There's so much information. Like you just said, you post this shit.
Mhm.
So as long as, like, especially with AI, I mean, it's all free now. And why not use Google, whatever the hell the AI Google is, and talk to it and say, just be specific.
Specific.
No, I'm old school. I haven't even gotten with any of that AI or Meta or nothing.
Right. Yeah.
I haven't gotten into that.
Yeah.
Not sure if I really want to or not.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, as far as business aspect goes and thought process and things like that, the things that people are doing, that they take away somebody, like, you don't have to pay somebody to just be your secretary. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I understand we're taking a job away, but if you're a small business and you don't, it's give and take.
Right.
I'm not here just to be like, oh, it's the fucking devil. I'm not here for that.
Yeah, and I don't think it is either, but it's just I really haven't time to mess with it.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, as far as like trying to learn and stuff, I know when I started in the restoration world, and I spent hours and hours and hours Google searching and going beyond the first page of Google to find what I'm looking for. When you get into stuff that you're specifically trying to do for a certain car that there's only so many made, it turns into, I understand why people just give up and say, screw it, I'm done. It's just ridiculous. And like, you did you do the body work on this or just the metal work?
No, I did I did everything. The only thing I didn't do is shoot the color, and I didn't sew the material.
Right. So we're talking about, like, you were able to figure out in a time that, wasn't even what it is today as far as Google and all that shit. It was like, this platform, I bring as many people as I can that want to talk to a random redhead about what they do for a living in this industry. And you were doing it, 13 years ago. Well, I guess it'd be even farther, because this was probably painted, and then it probably was another couple of years before it was completely finished if I had to take a random stab in the dark.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because I think it was Christmas of 2012 is when I and it was about 2 years after that you got it shot, and that's when we got it on the road.
Yeah.
Lot of cuts and blood and band-aids.
Lots of blood, sweat, and tears.
Oh yeah. I got a new
You
shot.
know how it goes.
Oh, I just got I worked on a truck for an hour yesterday. And
what did you
20
get?
20
the
minutes,
little tiny
20 minutes,
scratch.
half
Have
an
you
hour.
seen his?
Do that.
Right.
We don't
half an hour of actual work on a truck. It's like the odds of me hurting myself are slim.
Right.
And I just feel like punching the frame for no reason, It just happens.
I swear he just bumps it and he's
Yeah, especially getting
bleeding like a stuck pig.
Getting I know the older you get, the thinner
skin,
stuff gets or
Yeah.
whatever, so I understand.
It's the only thing that gets thin on you is your skin.
There's a shot.
You gotta love
I mean,
her.
it's both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
30 years, she's got my sense of
Well, what
humor
we're talking
finally.
about, just saying what comes to mind or whatever.
Yeah. Well, if you don't like it, oh well.
I love her.
Right. No,
That's
it's
why I
perfect.
took her to the show with me, so I didn't have to kiss her goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be over one day, isn't it?
Yeah. So I guess we haven't talked about the name. We haven't talked about that, and that's there's two things I want to talk about with this car: the name, and I want to talk about the license plate.
Yes.
Because I feel like that is a huge part of this story. And if when the time comes that it moves on and it does go to a museum or whatever you guys do with it, I feel like that part of the story needs to continue with this car.
Yes.
So I'd like to talk about that if you don't mind.
Her mom and her dad were very, very giving people to the community, but silently, which is the way it should be.
Yeah. At least that's what the Bible says. Anyways.
Yes. And, 1 year, even Blue Lake, the money wasn't raised for the fireworks, and her mom and dad fronted it.
Yeah.
We all had fireworks. Not many people knew that, but word did get out, and but anyway, just the way they were. And so when she said, bring that car over here, put that in the garage, and her Art can put his truck out in the driveway, and I'm thinking, oh my God. So she twisted my arm. We did it. That's how I started. Tear the motor out and we built it over there. And then we got our house. And then, but she was just, I always wanted to finish the car and take her for a ride in it. And then she passed away of a brain aneurysm.
Oh, wow.
And
I'm sorry to hear that.
So
very unexpected.
We found, the kids were going through some stuff in the home, and we found a credit card with her signature on it. And so I took that. And so I had an artist copy her signature, Marilyn. And then I put 2 angel wings to each side. And so a lot of people think it's Marilyn Monroe, and that's okay. They can, but
whatever they want.
But that's okay. But it's named after her mom. And then her dad got involved. He's lonely and missing his wife, and said, you got involved in the car a little bit. He said, you could put the same year license plate on the car as your car. And I said, yeah, I knew that. He goes, well, I've got something for you. And apparently he had saved all of his license plates. And it just so happened to be that in 1954 was the year he had his very first car as a teenager.
Oh, wow.
And he saved his plates. So he gave me his plate, and I restored it. And that's what I run, his plate, and it's named after her.
It's awesome.
So
that's one thing I like about Indiana, letting you use the
yeah, that's really cool.
Use the plate from that era.
Yeah.
Still being able to register it. It's amazing.
So,
somebody had to be in the car world that came up with that.
Yeah, probably. But it just didn't dawn on me till years later. It's like, I encourage all you guys out there to name your car after your wife's mom, because she's never complained how much money I spend on it. So, I always wonder, why isn't she saying anything?
Right? Yeah.
Oh, I'm keeping track.
Yeah.
Because when I buy stuff for either myself or the grandkids, and he starts to complain, and then
just for a second.
Point at that. Don't even.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the story.
Not go there.
Yeah, that's the story about Marilyn, and
yeah. I wanted to bring that to light, because that's part of it. That's a lot. I think a lot of people can relate to something like that, because there's 2 reasons you build a car. 1, you have too much money.
Yeah.
Or 2,
not in this case.
Or 2, because it's sentimental.
Right.
Yeah.
And yours, this wasn't sentimental to begin with.
No.
But whenever things happen in life,
it is now because of those
yes.
those 2 stories.
Correct.
I've been offered to sell. Offered, for someone to buy it, and it's like, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the
point
where
it would be when cars get built to a level that this thing is, you can Haggerty it all you fucking want to and see what the price tag is, but this becomes, you would have to blow me away and then add another 0 basically, when it becomes a sentimental piece, especially when it's something like that.
Yeah, It's true. It is. It's just so, it just means a lot. So it's just, I just not going to get rid of it.
Yeah. It's
just here. But I'm not going to get another one either, because I know that work. I don't have another, probably, I may not have another 18 years left. I don't know. I don't know.
Right? Who knows? Yeah, right.
Yeah, but it's been fun.
Yeah. So what are you thinking as far as what's the future hold for this thing? You're just going to keep it the way it is?
Oh, yeah, I'm not changing it.
You're not changing it? It's done. This is an actual car. That's done.
Yeah, the only reason why I changed the drivetrain is, one, a buddy of mine offered me that 283 from the 67 Chevelle, and that kind of bit me.
Yeah.
I had to have that. It's just, as you get older...
it sounds more badass, too.
Well, that too.
Well, hell yeah. It's a straight 6 or it's a 283.
Yeah, it just, that rumble, that it has. When he had it on the test engine stand, it was like, yeah, that sounds nice. I can't wait to hear it, with the mufflers, the dual mufflers and that. And it has just a badass sound to it.
Well, that's like whenever people are doing flatheads and shit. It sounds great because they put like a 1.5 inch exhaust pipe on it just to make it sound good. But they call it low and slow for a reason,
Yeah, it's got, I think, it's about 22 feet of pipe.
Okay.
I got Flowmaster 40 series. And then the last 18 inches is a 3-inch can.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. You could find them, but they're all cut on a bevel now, pretty much. And old school, you got to cut it square. So I cut the end of them off. But yeah, I like the sound. It's nice. That's what I was looking for, and it's true dual. It doesn't have a X pipe in it or anything like that. This is what they did back then. So and it does have a distinct sound.
Now, what do you got as far as you just got a carburetor on it? I'm assuming.
I'm running 3 Stromberg knockoffs.
Oh no shit! Hell yeah,
yeah. So
next I know
old school.
I never even looked. I knew you had carburetors on it and everything, but I didn't. When we looked under the engine bay and all that, it was like, I don't need to look anymore. I don't need to. I don't. Like I said, I didn't need the details.
Right.
A lot of people at the show were like, "Oh, well, do you have any questions?" No, I don't have any questions. I'm sorry if you're expecting questions from me, but I got everything I need right here. I don't need a fucking story about it. I don't need all that in a bag of chips. I just need to see your car and be and move on down the road.
So I'm running 3 of those, three deuces on it, and then I have the air cleaners they're reproduced, but they're Edmunds Customs, he was a guy in California that made custom parts, but he didn't do it on a great scale.
Yeah.
And so now if you find anything from him that's worth a ton of money, these are reproduction, but I wanted that look from the late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah. And
they're kind of unique. This is nothing out there like them.
Yeah.
So I thought that just fit.
Yep.
Staying somewhat nostalgic on this was important to me. So I
mean, it's as period as it's almost. It's all. I mean, it's like a true. It's almost damn near a true custom because everything that's on this car is pretty much right for the era, for the timeline, except for obviously the '88 rear end and shit like that.
Right.
But as far as everything you see on the outside, it's all period correct, and everything on the inside, all the gauges and the whole 9 yards. I mean, this we're going to do a walk around video of this if you guys are interested in seeing this beyond just listening to it on the podcast. And during the podcast, we're going to have a whole intro on this damn thing and the whole 9 yards of walk around and all that. But this car is just, I understand why it's winning the awards it does. And it appeals to so many people.
Well, I have the original radio, but I don't have it in the car.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because, one,
that little single box AM radio with a speaker on top of it type of deal.
Now I got a newer, I had a newer radio. It was tucked in the glove box. It was hidden. But I kind of blew that up. So anyway, but I took the original radio out on purpose because in the 50s, everybody was listening to rock and roll on the radio.
Yeah.
And so the actual blank that if you didn't have a radio is so rare that I actually running the blank instead of the radio.
Yeah. Wow.
So there's things like that. The 1952, I think they are 1952 pack of Chesterfield cigarettes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Now they're real. You could have smoked them when you got them. Yeah, there's a guy in Connecticut that does movie props.
Yeah,
and I bought them from him. And then the graduation tassel is from 1954.
You should tell him about your
the compass.
Yes, thank you.
That was another exciting thing.
There's a story behind the
compass. I was doing a home inspection. Actually, it was down beyond Ossian, and so this lady was elderly, and she had stuff in the house that was her great grandmother's furniture.
Wow,
worth just antique stuff, just worth a ton. So I was doing the inspection on a Wednesday, and they were going to have the auction on Saturday. So I made a point to go down there first thing in the morning. Well, I had seen that compass when I was doing an inspection, and I was looking in the garage and looking for termites and stuff like that, and I saw this box. It was just like a little flat cardboard box. It had used gasket material in it, used bottle of windshield washer fluid, just old junk, and that compass.
Yeah.
And I looked at that and I'm like, oh boy. So Saturday I go down, and of course, with not thinking, that's not priority with everything else they were auctioning off. So I stood there all day waiting for him to get to this little box of junk.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you ever experienced any antique dealers at an auction, but they want to buy everything from you. It doesn't matter how much it costs.
Right.
So he gets
They're
to this.
looking for that compass in a random spot. They open up and they're like, oh, wow, there's the gold.
Well, they weren't
Well,
looking for the compass.
They weren't looking for this one. So it was a woman, antique dealer, and I didn't see who she was at the time. They were over that way. So he starts out $1. So he bids $2. Then I bid $2.50, then $3, and $4, and $5, $6, $7, $8, $9. It gets up, and now the crowd starts to come around. They're like, "What in the world's going on?" Got up to $15. And the auctioneer came over. I took it for $15. The auctioneer comes over with this box and all the stuff in it. He goes, "Son, what was in this box for $15?" I said, "That $900 compass." And his jaw just dropped down like,
Yeah.
Then she comes over and she goes, "What was in that box for $15?" I said, "This compass." She goes, "I'll give you $15 for the rest of it." And there was 2 little metal tins in there.
Yeah.
So being a smart ass, I said, "No, I paid $15. It's mine."
Yes. Right.
Remember,
I
I
just
had
worked for this.
these 2 little tins, they couldn't tell what they were.
Yeah.
They were so packed with just dust and dirt.
Grease.
I soaked them for about 2 days
Mm-hmm.
in a bucket of soap water, and then cleaned them up. And they're in the case over there. There were 2 General Motors emergency kits that had fuses and turn signal bulbs
Wow.
and stuff. Yeah, so I lucked
So
out.
cha-ching.
Lucked out big time. That
But
was a
it's-
hell of a
but-
that was a hell of $15 right there.
Mhm.
But see, it just goes to show, when you're saying, what would you say to other people? Just continue chugging forward on it, because, I look for that compass all over the place, all over the internet and everywhere. And then you find it within a few miles of your house.
Yeah.
It always seems to work out that
Right.
way.
Right.
You don't have it in there, but a car seat, a child's car seat.
Yeah, from the 50s.
Wow.
From the
It's over there.
50s.
It's over there
Oh,
We
wow.
ended up finding 2 blocks over at
Yeah.
a garage sale,
for $7.
and he redid it, and yeah, he
Yeah.
doesn't have it in there now because he doesn't like the baby doll that I put in there.
Yeah, but we won't talk about that. You can edit that.
I'm leaving that one
He
in.
didn't like the baby doll that I
Yeah.
put in there.
I don't like those
If I
whiny
was-
kids that lean up against the cars either.
So
But yeah, so
Yeah.
it's just you usually find those things close to home. Just you never know.
Yeah. It's kind of wild that way.
mhm.
Mhm.
Now, we're going to wrap this up here in a little bit, but I wanted to I wanted to talk about what it's like. What was the feeling like when you finally were done and you're driving it? I want to know what it was like then, and I want to know what it's like
Yeah.
driving it now when
Well,
you
it's
guys
a-
are still hanging out on the bench seat.
Mm.
Are you sitting ahoy on the side, or are you all the way up snuggled
Well, it
up
was
right next?
It was a big misunderstanding. It was a big misunderstanding in the fact that
Well, it doesn't have power steering,
Okay.
so
Oh.
I have to be out of the way
Yeah.
for him to
You get elbowed.
turn that thing. Yep.
Yeah, I'm just trying to steer, honey.
Right. And it doesn't have the necker knob.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
well, the necker knob or the
18-wheeler knob.
yeah,
that
there's
old school.
the little steering wheel knob,
Yep.
which I don't have it on there because when you clamp it down, it'll mark up the paint.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
but I
You
have
can't
one.
have that.
But anyway, what was it like? A big misconception when I was finished, because I thought, finally done with this. But then there's the cleaning, which is a whole nother world. But that's part of that CDO, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, but seriously, it's not easy. Keep them clean. That color seems to attract bugs like crazy, and then they crap on it.
Well,
So-
it's you drive it. That's why there's bugs.
Yeah. So
It's not this isn't a trailer queen.
no, I got about 12,000 miles on it. So in 12 years.
Well, when you first bought it, it was what 69,000 miles or something crazy.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
was.
I don't know if we touched on that or not.
Yeah, 69,000 when I bought it. Yeah. Yep.
So it's
So-
got 70-some thousand. Hell, it's just broken in now.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, right.
well, yes, yeah. So, yeah, it's got 350 on it now with the new drivetrain.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, she's still kind of breaking in.
yeah.
But those 283s, they like that high RPM too.
Mm-hmm.
But I got the 308 gears in that rear end.
Oh, nice.
So I calculated the weight of the vehicle,
Yep.
the size of your tires, the horsepower, all that. And I came up with 308 gears in there, and I can cruise down 69 at 65 and only be pulling 2,200.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what you
It's
want.
great. Yeah.
You don't want to be screaming at $3,000 and above.
Right.
This is just a
So-
4-speed, isn't this? Or a 3-speed?
A 3-speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an old 350.
Yeah.
Yeah, a guy right down here in Goshen Road, he's retired. He's built transmissions all of his life. He built that for me, and he kind of beefed it up a little bit.
Nice.
Did some work on the sprag, which was your weak point.
Mhm.
And then I had rear end, which is 10 bolt, so they're not very strong. We're not going to do burnouts,
Right.
but
Right.
the weight of the vehicle. So I had Mosier make up some 28 spline axles instead of 26.
Yeah. Mosier's, it's nice. It's not too far of a drive from here.
Right.
That's who we have working on
That's
a lot of my
a
rear ends.
heck of a facility down there.
Woo,
too.
yeah,
and they
hell
won't let
yeah.
you walk through and look at anything.
Oh,
I
they
tried.
Oh, fuck, they let me in. Next
They
time I
let you
gotta go
in?
get something, I'll bring you along, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I told them what I was doing, and they were like, "Dude, there's nobody doing this stuff around here."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Come on in."
Yeah,
You know,
I asked
so-
him. I said, "Can I look around?"
Now
a
I
bit?"
couldn't go.
No.
I couldn't go over and tap on a worker's shoulder and be like, "What
Right.
the hell are you up to?" But
Yeah.
they let me look around a little bit, which was nice.
How the hell do you rate?
Well, it's probably the redhead. It's redhead discount. is what I get.
Don't want to piss the redhead off.
That's right.
So, yeah. So that's what I did with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you guys are driving down the road, I'm assuming the looks.
Yeah, that's I'm sure the guys can relate to this too.
I mean, it's kind of
because-
like buying. I always say it's like buying a Harley, a motorcycle. You have bought yourself into a fraternity that you didn't even know you were getting into.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, get
It's
a lot
kind
of bikers go past us and you
Yeah,
know,
they realize
the-
it.
Oh hell yeah.
wave at
Give it
us
thumbs up
and
and stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary in a way sometimes because, all right, say you're cruising down 69, all right, and so 2-lane, and so you look in your rearview mirror and you see someone behind you, and they're checking out the car, but then they pull up in your blind spot
Yeah.
behind you,
Uh-huh.
and they sit there and cruise, and you can't see them. They'll pull up alongside of you, give you a thumbs up. Hey, okay, thanks, appreciate it. Then they pull in front of you, and they're not looking where they're going because they're looking in the rear view.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, man, really, it can be hair raising sometimes. It's like, what if they get to an? I'm close right behind them,
Yeah.
so it's like it can be frustrating sometimes. But they're enjoying the car, and I understand, so I just kind of back off a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got that. And there was a guy on 33, of course, the young kid, he was on his phone. We're coming north, he was coming south, and I always look way ahead.
Mhm.
And sure enough, I saw him get a little squirrely, and he overcorrected, came over to our lane, but still way enough in front of us, swung around, and to where I was slowing down, and I was looking at it and timing him, and he right in front of us came over the other side of the road and flipped.
Wow.
Gets out of his car and goes, "Where's my phone?"
Where's my phone?
Yeah, the idiots.
Must have been texting his girlfriend.
I don't know what it was, but
He was worried about that phone.
yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So you got to be careful.
Mhm.
But, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. What about you? How are you liking it since it's been done? Riding
I mean,
around in it.
It's fun. He likes to show it off.
Yeah.
He likes taking it like to church or just up to get an ice cream uptown here, and it's fun. I mean, it's neat when somebody new that you haven't seen see it, it kind of leaves you like, I see it every day, but they're like, oh my gosh,
Your gas tank straps.
so it
were-
really,
The
Yeah,
gas straps.
right.
Yeah, the gas
And-
straps.
I had a young kid one time at a car show ask me what the cranks were on the inside of the doors. I
Wow.
said, "It's how you put your windows up and down."
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fun to see.
It's fun,
the
yeah.
young,
Well, there's
young,
never a
young
dumb
kids see
question.
it.
He
Yeah.
learned. He'll never
Yeah.
ask it again.
Yeah.
right.
But it's fun to those type of things.
Well, it's like kids nowadays, they don't know what a rotary phone is.
Yeah,
you
which
know?
blows my mind.
Yeah.
Seeing a phone on the side of the
Mhm.
wall is unreal.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Now, my sister-in-law, she has a purse.
Mm-hmm.
she's into purses. She's got a shitload of them. Well, this purse has like a phone on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it plugs into her phone.
Yeah.
So she can sit there. It's
I've seen those.
amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing.
You're talking about the hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So it looks like one come off the wall. It's not rotary by any means, but
Right.
it's still that kind of concept.
I got that one from the old dealership here in town.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's different.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think my parents just finally got rid of their landline when my mom retired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister still has a landline. They're almost obsolete anymore.
Who was it? Oh, it was our daughter. I don't know what she was thinking, but we were talking about something one day. Party lines.
Yeah, party lines.
Yeah.
Where you could listen to the neighbor talking.
Yeah. And she's thinking like,
yeah.
party line. What's my parents doing? You know, it's like,
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's a party line. 2 or 3 people could be on the phone at the same time.
Yeah.
And they usually were the real nosy one.
Yeah.
You know, listen.
Guilty. You go to make a phone call, you pick it up, and it's like, oh, shoot. And then you put it down, and then you like,
Right.
pick it up.
What's going on with the neighbors? Fred's cheating on Sally again. Son of a bitch.
You can't get off. Oh.
Yeah.
So what? So are you guys planning on taking this car anywhere this year? Did you have a big show you guys are going to go to? That
We just did.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Probably the biggest one of us.
I told him after Saturdays, I said, no more trailer in it.
right.
You know, just wherever we
Yeah.
go, let's just
Just drive
drive.
it. So I think
We have talked about taking it down to Nashville, Tennessee,
Yeah.
Yeah.
to Sun Records,
yeah.
and just for a photo shoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Sun
doing
Records right
something
there. Yeah.
like that. You know,
That's where the wife
Elvis
and I moved from.
started
Yeah.
there.
We live south of Nashville
Yeah.
area. Yeah.
cool.
Elvis started right there in Sun Records.
Yeah.
He was I think he was still in school. He was delivering electronic parts
Oh, wow.
to the studio.
Mm-hmm.
I think he picked up a guitar and they heard him.
Well, if you go down there, so you know how they just demolished his one house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a place
At
down.
Graceland?
No, I don't think that.
No,
one.
it was in
He had another
it was
one.
in part of what the hell? It was in Memphis.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in Memphis. They demolished it, but somebody went in and they ended up rebuilding kind of what the backyard or whatever looked like,
Mhm.
this is where I'm pretty sure he recorded some albums or whatever.
Mhm.
Anyways, it's Johnny Cash's house, one of his houses that he owned, and I highly recommend going down to it. It's Storyteller's Hideaway and Museum or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
gonna
So
check
if
it
you
out.
guys are going down, call me and I'll let you know all about it, because that was the place that we would
Uh-huh.
take. It's off the beaten path. It's not downtown Nashville,
Mhm.
but it's something that you can sit in Johnny Cash's house,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and the history
Mhm.
around it.
Cool.
It's something that you guys would
Nashville's
appreciate.
grown. I mean, Mike Wolf is down there from
Yeah, yeah. I actually
American
worked on a
Pickers
couple of his
and-
cars.
Did you
Really?
really?
Yeah.
We have a stop sign over there that we picked up
Oh,
yeah?
at his thing in his store,
Yeah.
and we met him.
Mhm.
The people at the store told us where he was going to be that day, like somewhere out in the boondocks. There
Yeah.
was
It's probably
some-
where he just bought a house
yeah,
out there.
Yeah, well, he was in a
Auction.
what was that, an auction or like a flea market?
No, it was
place.
an auction. There was an old
And-
farmhouse, and they were selling a lot of stuff. I think they had guitars there from the Judd sisters.
Yeah. Well, he
And so forth.
he was there, and we got
Mhm.
right up to him and talked to
He's
him.
great. You
Signed
could
the,
right up and talk
the
to him.
stop
Oh yeah,
sign.
yeah. When I
and
worked on it, so I had to drive his Impala. It's like a 58 or 59, something like
Mhm.
that. I worked on, and I had to drive it the whole way out to his place. Sat down and bullshitted with him for a while. He's
Mhm.
just a regular old,
Yeah.
old dude. So-
Someone else I'd like to meet from down that way is Derek Barry. He's
Vice Grip Garage,
Yeah.
representing right
yeah,
here.
Yeah. Sorry
Oh,
about
yeah.
that. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
I don't have any of your swag yet.
Yeah, well, perfect time for a plug. I just
Yeah.
opened the shop.
I figured that.
I just got the shop up and running before the show.
Uh huh.
So while I was designing and doing all the bullshit to get ready for the show,
Uh-huh.
I was also designing like 6 different T-shirts, and that's why it was fucking
Cool.
Yeah.
stressful.
Well,
I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah, he's another one too. Don't give up. Just
Oh
don't, you know,
Yeah.
Just keep going at it. You get it.
Bring the thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we interviewed a friend of his, Kevin Tates, on the podcast.
Don't know him.
Kevin Tates was he was part of that Saturday morning TNN Spike Network Truck You and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. Now you're talking
he has
about.
Paintucation. He does he's with Eastwood and stuff now. I think he's working with AMD and stuff.
I saw part of your podcast on that.
Yeah. So we went down there and interviewed him. So that he actually recommended me to reach out to him, to Derek. So I just never have. At that point, I should have reached out at the time, because now he'd probably get lost in the bunch. But
I guess he was an executive of some business. He was
Derek?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was up there, but that's not what he really wanted to do. That wasn't what he was meant to do.
Well, hell no. He's meant to hang out in front of a TV and fix shit, or in front of a camera and fix shit. Yeah.
But he's got a good sense of humor, but it's not only that, but I don't know who's picking his music, but if I ever meet him, I'm going to ask him.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole nother thing himself. But yeah, it's interesting. But thank you for what you guys are doing too, because it just keeps, like I said earlier, it just keeps the car culture going.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys letting me do this with you. We probably forgot some stuff, trying to get, like I said, 5 minutes in and the script goes out the window. Yeah. But we try to cover everything,
That's okay. It's all. I think we did good times.
I think we touched on this car pretty heavy, and I want to tell you guys how much I appreciate you guys being at the show, and I appreciate the car show for letting me and the wife pick this beautiful piece of equipment.
Thank you.
This beautiful machine.
We appreciate you
Yeah.
picking it.
right, yeah.
1,000 times.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready to cut that $500, But no, like I said earlier, the YouTube page, I don't know if you want to throw your YouTube page out there if anybody wants to see these videos that we were talking about on there. If you have I don't remember what the handle was.
Oh gosh, I don't even. It's been so long.
I think it's just your name, maybe.
I think it's just 1954 Chevrolet Restoration. I think is all it is.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll put a link.
I'll have to look up.
I'll put a link in the description of the podcast.
Oh, I appreciate that.
That way, it's in there, and then obviously the podcast video goes on YouTube and stuff, so there'll be a link and all that.
I've been meaning to get around to just do a third one as it being complete.
Yeah, because
I never did finish that part of it, but I need to get around and do that someday.
Yeah. Well, this is we're gonna do a walk around after this. I think if you guys are still interested in learning more about this car, just go to the YouTube page and Facebook page and stuff. There's going to be links to the walk around. We're going to do that real quick. It's not going to be near as excessive as what the podcast is, obviously, but we'll cut down to the nitty gritty and we'll show off the engine bay. We'll show off the interior. We'll show off the outside and go from there. But like I said, I want to thank you guys and plug for IBF Hot Rod sponsors.
Yeah.
It's all about the build every time. Pinky's out. And there's swag out there in the world nowadays. So just go to the ibfhotrods.com and you can go to the shop page and you'll find everything there. So we'll try to get you a t-shirt and all that stuff. We got you enough beer koozies to keep almost a six-pack cold now. So
yeah.
So, but yeah, I want to thank you guys. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, it's all about the build and IBF Hot Rods. Over and out.
Thanks for having
us.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been listening to It's All About the Build podcast. Big thanks to IBF Hot Rods for making it happen. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on YouTube, leave a comment, and rate the show. And follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram for the money, for the glory, and for the fun. And as always, Pinky's out. Thank you all for listening.